let's try another row here. I don't know if the water's been on here long enough, but we'll see. No, it doesn't feel like it. It's still kind of tight up here. See, once I start ripping it, then it's going to take that much more effort to get the top off, I feel. All right, so if it feels really super tight to pull at this point, spray some more water on there. I've only put one application of spray on here, and so it's just not enough, okay? You want to get it until you start seeing slight bubbles here and there, and as you're pulling it, you'll be able to tell how it's releasing, whether or not you think it's going to start ripping. Once you start seeing it rip, then you know, okay, I don't have enough water on there, I need to put some more on there. Okay, keep her going. I know you can do it. Now see, while I'm waiting for that main wall, I'm just going to spray around these windows and get ready for those, okay? And then I can take my sheetrock knife, because all the windows have been caulked in over the top of the wallpaper. I'm going to score that down the edges and get all ready for this. Like I said, whatever they end up doing on the walls, they're going to have to re-caulk all the way around the windows. Keep her going. Well, I got more water up there. Let's see if it's going to release this time. It feels better. Looks like the back, some of the back is not coming off right up in there. See that? That side right there is not ready. And that's okay. Let's just leave that and see what happens with this piece here. Oh, nice, that piece is coming off. Now, granted, it's this wide over there, but I can spray some more water on there. We'll just see what happens here, okay? Oh, there's a nail right there. You don't have to do it all in one go. You know, the entire strip. Let's move this back a little bit. We're removing the majority of the strip, and then we'll take that piece off all in one go there. Okay? Jockey it back and forth. Yeah, that's releasing nicely. You know, I got enough water on there. Let's just see if we can't get the rest of this off in one go. See, some of the sheetrock mud is kind of loose. We'll have to sand some of that after this dries. You know, figure out what they're going to do. My job is to remove the wallpaper, and that's what I aim to do. Now, I've been taking some wallpaper scraps off around the windows, and I can just put it on the back of this, you know, before I fold it up and get rid of my scrap that way, you know. And then I'll fold up the rest of this, because I want the sticky side on the inside if I can, you know. You can do a neat job, can't you? You don't have to make a big, huge mess in reality, do you? Here's something else to consider when you're removing the wallpaper. If you leave the paste side down or just throw it willy-nilly, it gets all over your linoleum or your flooring or whatever. Then when you start walking around, it could be slippery when it gets wet. You could have an accident. We don't want that, do we? And when I take off this little strip, I can see where the paper, the back side of the paper is, and I can kind of get that off just with my fingernail. You know, once it gets wet, do it that way if you have fingernails, all right? Because it's easier to kind of get it rather than trying to dig your putty knife up in there, okay? Make sure it's wet, and it looks like it needs a little bit more water up there, especially where the backing paper is. I'll get that a little bit wet up there. Forgot to do that when I sprayed this, because I want to peel that down after that's wet, and it won't take that long once that's wet, because that's the back side of this paper, okay? All right, we'll get her. That's a fact. Now that I got it saturated up here, a lot easier. Now I can kind of gently pull that back down, you know, to the rest of the paper. Or I can just start back down and maybe rip it off and then take a piece here and rip it up forward, you know, and get it. But once it gets wet, it's surprising how easy it is. See, I got all that up there. And now I can just peel this on down just like, oh, slick. It's slick. You didn't think removing wallpaper, especially the thin wallpaper papers type, you didn't think it was this easy, did you? But let me tell you, get enough water on there and you saturate it enough, it just goes nice and easy. Hardly any effort at all. Now that's right where the seam is, so I'm just finishing off that last row. Okay.